Right. Another day, another beautiful day for the miners, in particular the miners. Gold, silver were okay. Actually, they did quite well. And I think this is a little bit important. The dollar index, I thought for 1 or 2 days, maybe even three, we would sort of go sideways here because we had a big move up and a huge move down back to breakout zone 99. And I thought we would start to get our direction probably today. And I think direction is down because the bounce is just getting refused. So, yeah, if we start to close below the last couple of candles, let's call it 98.5, go on, just below 98.5, then you can probably start to see a move back down the dollar, which is only going to help gold, silver, and the miners. So that's cool. I don't think the dollar's been incredibly influential, but still, it just helps. The yields have probably been more influential recently, and they've been out of the picture. They're still, for me, the most important thing in the entire financial markets, right? But they are pointing downwards. They are underperforming the dollar, if I can say that. They also want to go down more than the dollar, all right? So not the biggest bounce on the 30 at all. Actually, it was red day again. 10. The 2, I think, is a bit stronger, but for me, it's just going to go down. They're going to cut rates, which is unbelievable, right? Stock market all-time highs non-stop, and they're going to cut rates because the economy fundamentally is weak. It's been weak for years, but they can't really deny it anymore, which again is only going to help gold and silver. So fundamentally, we're in the right space. We've been in the right space for years. We know that. So gold, nice bounce. The thing is, it is still testing this ascending resistance that it lost. All right, I don't want to be too dramatic about it, but until you, what I really want to see is a close. And this is after the fact, like this is when it's obviously going to go up, so it doesn't really mean much right now. But once you close above this 3450, it's done. It's done. 3500 is the next day, and then 4000 is the next week. Uh, but still, this is impressive, after this drop here where everyone said we're going down, this was a very nice recovery. This continuation 1 or 2 days later is better than expected. And again, that's with the dollar sort of going sideways, not down. So it's been good. And we'll check the miners. The miners have been very good, totally outperforming new highs in the GDX, obviously. We just need this to provide the extra fuel. I think if we go down a little bit, as long as we don't take out this low here, which I do not see happening, obviously, especially if the dollar yields keep going down. But I wouldn't be surprised, like a little extra sideways, you know, maybe even if the dollar's down, just because it takes a lot of effort to do this, a little sideways and then up. But I think if you can close above this, right, just to be extra zoomed in this, well, you know what, 3400 would do it, because if you look at this line here, I should probably zoom in, but I don't want to spend too long here. But this high here, which is higher than these, once you close above that, that's confirmation you're back in the ascending on a daily close basis, and then next stop would be this, 3450 zone, which we can attack later. But still, gold's very good. We just need to get above that to really get excited. Then that, then that, then up. So good, but wouldn't be surprised a little sideways because it must be tired from all this effort. Silver, very nice, right? It has its own unique sort of descending to take out. It definitely did that yesterday. Now, it also has a little horizontal level. Let's call it 3830. You close above that. Next step is the old highs of 39 plus. It's actually above 39. So if we can just get above that little zone here, right, then the next stop is obviously the old high. It's the way I see it. And again, it should be tired, but anything's possible. I think it's outperforming gold too. So even if gold is sort of sideways, silver could just do it by itself. So whilst gold takes a nap, silver just goes for it. And it could drag up gold actually. So great stuff. Now, what counts even more? Because for me, the best day is gold, silver down, the miners up. That's actually my favorite combination. So I don't really care about gold and silver not being up. What really counts for me is where I've got all my money, most of my money, is the miners. And here, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So yesterday, if I can say yesterday, Monday, that closed new all-time high, 52-week high, obviously not new all-time high. That guarantees we're going up, we're leading the way, and just perfect candle follows. Open at low of day, just like this one. Absolute copy paste. Even the close at high of day with just a little bit below high of day. It's literally copy paste. Uh, Wonderful, wonderful. Let me get rid of this. Doesn't matter anymore. This can stay. If we retest, this will be support, obviously, and that would be a healthy retest. So next stop, and I'm using my crappy little laptop here because I'm on holiday. For me, next stop would be here, yes. 57 point something. Let's call it just below, let's call it 58. Call it 58. And then after that, even though 60 is not a level, it's a big number, so I'll say 60. Then 64. Okay, we'll do that later. Hopefully, I'm back from holiday by then so I can actually draw better lines. But next stop, let's call it 58. And it's 58. Although we might even get there today. Yeah, 3% is not much. So even gold and silver going sideways could be enough to do this. We've seen that. So absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so 58.60, then what is it? 63.5 or something. GDXJ. Okay. Very nice two candles, but still haven't taken out the 52-week high. Maybe GDXJ will start to lead the way a bit. Also, about 3.5% move to get there. That could do it today. I mean, yes, this is also a bit of a level, but it doesn't take much. It did close below 70. Anyway, a little bit of an update in the miners. We go straight through in GDXJ. You can just, this will obviously be a level, right? Not allowed to just walk through there as if there's nothing there. 71.8, let's call it. So two mini levels, but this one should be decent resistance. Maybe that will act as resistance. So by the time GDXJ gets there, GDX gets resistance, etc., etc. Just the way silver pulls up gold, maybe the GDXJ resistance pushes down on GDX. They all sort of push and pull a little bit, but the direction is up. SIL, same type of candles, beautiful candle. 3% is nice. Yeah, next up all time, you know what I mean by all time high, the old high, which is how much is that? Not even 2%. That's easy. That's really easy. Basically, we're old highs. Amazing. Um, yeah, let's see. I mean, if GDX, GDXJ go up, this will obviously go up too. Next up, we're gonna look beyond the old high actually. When's the next level? 53, 4%. A close above the old 52-week high would be absolutely wonderful. I just want to see why I've got that line there. Ah, yeah, obviously correct. Amazing, amazing. So I'm not sure about you guys. My portfolio value is like it's at old highs. It's 0.2% away from old highs. And that's whilst holding some sort of blue chip mainstream stocks that have gone down. Um, and remember, gold and silver are far, not far, but let's just really quickly check percentage terms. Silver is still 4 or 5% away from its old high. Gold, obviously, it's not going to be the same, but maybe similar. What is it, 3%? Yeah, 4% away from its old high. So, to have, and I'm not sure about you guys, but to have your portfolio value, I'm pretty much there, right? It's a couple of $100 away, which is really small moves, whilst the underlying metal is 4 or 5% away. Just amazing, amazing. And outperforming the GDX, GDXJ, etc. as usual. SILJ, 3% away. Look at those two amazing handles. It really does suggest it wants to go back there, but that's going to be obvious resistance. 16 on SILJ is obvious resistance. Probably start selling off at 15.89 onwards. And it has to take a break there. It would be weird to see it just go through, close above 16 and keep going. That's weird, especially if the metals are not making new highs. So there will be resistance. Today there'll be resistance. Look at them. They're all 1, 2, 3% away. They may go up, they may gap up and then just go down. And I don't think it's nice to see just perfect candles going up, but honestly, it's good to see a healthy sort of drop and then like a cup and handle and then bam, off we go. So I don't mind having a red day today, as long as we sort of touch. I expect us to go up a bit sideways, red day, unchanged day, and then a couple days later, maybe next week, we break out with the medals. you know. So, all right, portfolio. Portfolio was nice. Newmont did its thing, right? Obviously, next day, boom, new 52-week high. Yeah, 52-week high close. Next up is 70. Don't have to complicate things. It's also a level. I'm not going to bother checking my lines. They are correct to me because I did them from a better computer. So 70, if the miners go up, then that's where you're going to be finding resistance. 3% makes sense. Amazing. You can't ask for more realistically, but it was kind of inevitable. The metals going up. This had good news, gap fill, basically textbook stuff. Very nice, very nice. Barrett Gold, Barrett Gold. I'm also starting to like quite a lot. Look at that. It opens below yesterday's close by a decent amount. Doesn't care, goes straight back up. For me, next up, I remember this special zone, 23.5. Is that also about 3%? Yeah, got similar sort of candles, similar sort of percentage moves to its next resistance. So Barrick and Newmont are acting very similar to me. And Kaneko, it's copy paste. Um, Boom, 1 3 for next stop. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. There is no historical data. You can't go backwards. It really is new all-time highs every day. Printing money, it deserves to. I'm just holding. I don't even have any sells in place, which is very rare for me. I always have these pathetic sells at levels just because it's a habit, it's an addiction almost. I just like to sell, but I always sell small amounts. But at least I've got them in. Normally I'd have one here, let's say 139.89, like 2 shares, meaningless stuff, but just so that I have something to look forward to if it goes down and just out of principle. But here I don't even have a sell in place. I just whatever, keep going. So yeah, nothing to say. You know what I mean? Pan American Silver, which is a silver stock. Wonderful, looks just like SIL. And actually, if I should normally have this kind of a descending, let's see, it might not care about that at all and just go straight back to, I don't even see 30 as a level, more like this zone. You see the high of this candle and this candle, basically here, 30.5. Whatever, right? Take it out. Maybe 30 is a level for 5 minutes, goes to 30.5. That's a level for one day. Next day we test 30, bam. And then we go to, I think it's 38 or something. Well, there's a few mini levels on the way, but we'll see that when we get there. Maybe even this week we break out, who knows? But I love this stock. And I wonder when we merge with Mag Silver. Are we not going to merge? I don't know when that happens. They got similar charts too. Okay, Wheaton. Just like all the other seniors, new highs, copy paste candles, new all-time highs, nothing to go back to check. Next up 100 just because of the psychological number. After that, I don't know, 110, etc. Well, that's a 10% move. But this is just printing money. I don't even need to spend any time on it. Just following GDX, leading GDX, creating GDX. Franco Navarra, amazing, just what I had hoped for. Nice candle all the way to this level. Yeah, that's a level. Or is it 1 7? No, no, it's 1 7. Whatever, pretty much, give or take a couple of. Okay, now it's that one. Next up, old high 180. How much of a move is that? 4%. Yeah, well, you need the big, one good day for the whole sector for that. But it's hit a level, it's mini resistance to me. Let's see. If it's a sideways day, it will stay below it. Next move up, it goes to 180. And then we're going towards 200, like everything else, moving to its next level. Metalla. It's really acting well. I mean, 2% is is okay, but compared to how it used to act, wonderful stuff. One more good day and you're taking out, you're into the 4.4 zone and you're starting to make new highs. Yeah, 3%. Some of them all have a 3%. Some of them have a 3% move to hit their 52-week high, and then off you go, 4.4 and beyond. And I'm gonna have to zoom out and start to see the next levels. But honestly, Metalla, zoom out a lot and you can see the potential. So I'm not in a hurry to sell this anymore. I was when it was acting badly, but it's behaved and actually compensated for its past behavior. All right, now the mid-tier, what I call mid-tier gold miners. I am gold also. bit like Franco Nevada. Nice big candle up to its next resistance. Obvious resistance. You got the descending and you got the horizontal. Makes sense, and it's a psychological number, 7.5. That's where it hit yesterday, just perfectly, absolutely perfectly. If you break out of this, next stop again, obviously is going to be around 7.85. Again, today we could have a little bit of an up move. Maybe it opens up and goes down. Anything can happen, but we are at resistance, right? We are a bit of a resistance. The metals themselves, not the GDX, that's totally broken out, but the metals and some of the other ETFs, GDXJ, SIL, SILJ, they're near resistance. So you could have a bit of an up move, right? GDX is in full breakout, and the others are still 1 or 2% away from their levels. But the metals are at resistance. Anyway, it could go up a little bit and then back down. Anything can happen. But next stop would be there. I did not sell anything yesterday, which, it could have been a bit, well, whatever. It's okay. I'm kind of gambling on the move to 3,500, 4,000 on gold, I'll be honest, and silver back up. And I just think GDX is the key to all of that. I just need the dollar and yields to keep going down. Um, and the value of my miners is absolutely, it's like 15 to 20K more than what used to be the maximum. It's a bit of a gamble. Okay, I am gold, very nice resistance. Aris mining, forgot to cover that one. Beautiful, hit old resistance, but closed, better closed than any other close, and actually popped its head above. Amazing. I think after hours, it's also running. It was running 788 or something. Next stop, I don't know the levels for this one. It could be, I think it's just $8 and then 8.59 by default. That's going to be my levels because on this laptop's going to be very hard to show you the levels because the chart is ridiculous. But yeah, the chart is really ridiculous, as you can see. But this level, obviously $10, obviously is a level. But before we get there, all right, I'm not going to bother trying to show you, but you could have one or two $9. Do you see what I mean? It's a weird one. Just let it run, and it's been running, and it's a great stock, and it wants to go up, so let it go. Just amazing. Equinox, one of the weaker ones. Okay day. Uh, resistance is going to be around 660, maybe no, 650. I mean, if you really want to get rid of it, 649, but it could probably go a bit higher. Yeah, and then it's got pre-gap fill, post-gap fill. To be honest, this is also a level, also a big psychological number. There's too many lines here, but it's a fact. These will be mini levels. So it's got a long way to go. Definitely underperforming, but I think long term, all the way up. And a great stock, and it'll become a massive producer if I'm not mistaken. So I don't mind holding what I've got. I've got no cells in. Do I don't know. Anyway, those are the levels. And to be honest, in 1 or 2 years from now, or just 4 to 7 months from now, it's going to be beyond 750. And that's what I really care about. B2 gold. Oh, that's nice. Straight past this. Oh, that was Monday's resistance. Perfect. Closed really at high of day. Doesn't want to stop. Only stopped because the time ran out on the stock market. 380 next. Again, we'll probably get there even if we have a red day. It just wants to go higher and complete the move and then go sideways and then break out to fall. Wonderful. Because I don't know about this one. I don't know if I'm going to hold this long, long term. I don't like this African geopolitical stuff. I don't need that. I could just take the money from this. Thanks for all the money. And then just spread it. Throw a little bit in Wheaton, Agnico, Newmont. Um, I don't know, a little bit of silver into the silver miners, just disintegrate it into the others, right? Instead of just having some African stuff to be considered. I'll sleep on that. SPSW, look at these two candles. I've never seen that in my life. It's just, it looks weird, it looks like an error, but this is really what happened. So Monday, open at low of day, close at high of day, like a lot of them. And then it gaps down. It's like pre-market down 4%. And it just opens, it just happens to open where it opened on Monday. And then it just closes again. And I think that's bullish, but that's weird. I mean, I've seen, big bearish engulfing, or I've seen an open below yesterday's open and it closes. I've seen some other weird candles, but never a copy paste. So that's really interesting, actually. I thought I'd seen it all. I think it wants to go higher, and I think the only resistance is its old high around 9.8. And I think if we get there, we break out straight through 10 and then we squeeze some more. It goes crazy on the way up, crazy on the way down, and right now we are on the way up. So, and it's legitimate, it's justified. Next up would be about 12. But you need platinum, palladium, and the other metals to do. And for that, you probably need the dollar going all the way down again, yields going down. But I need to revisit, see if I can maybe I should sell a little bit 979. Yeah, I'll do that on the beach today, still in Dubai. It's beautiful. All right, let's look at the silver stocks. And it's 40, 45 degrees in Dubai. I'm running in the morning, almost collapsing in the sun. It's a bit silly. Right, first majestic, descending, tested, closed within it. Yeah, we need silver to take the baton and run here. Next stop is going to be $9. Look at that. Those two candles plus it's a psychological number. Boom. That would be a big move though, wouldn't it? That would require 5, 6%. It's not a big move, it's an average move, actually. You just need silver to have one of those plus 1 or 2% days. So, and then as soon as we're there, we're pretty much guaranteed to go there. And then we're guaranteed to retrace. I say guaranteed, it's the wrong word. You do that, 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 pretty much. But you need silver to comply. But that's okay. That's okay. It could have done a bit better given what silver's done. I would say it's underperformed. I mean, fair enough, it's come all the way down from looking really weak and looking like it wants to gap fill the next day to now almost breaking out the descending, but still. Fortuna. Wow, this one also at resistance, perfectly, to be honest, perfectly at resistance on the descending. Um, oh yeah, and $7 is nearby. Look, you close above seven, and then you're pretty much going to test the old highs. Seven is nearby, but it's probably going to venture above seven today. If you have a green silver day, that'll be enough to hit us above, to close us above seven, but you still need that big move. We need silver, we do need the metals to go up another level, a small level, but it needs to go up, because they're on their resistance points. We need them to go up. And then you're just going to have this huge move. Like all the miners will go up a big amount, 3, 4, 5, 6%. The silver stocks obviously will be 5, 6, 7%. And my God, the amount of money we make. I'm in so heavy in these. I would love this. I'm really gambling on this move up here, just as everyone thought it'd go down. But now everyone thinks it's going to go up, right? These are the levels we've hit. And I'm taking Fortuna as an example. We're at a level low. Everything looks bad. You buy, you go up a nice amount. Now everyone, like me, bullish, but you're at a level two. Normally we should come back down a little bit. But I'm betting on the sort of 4 or 5 days later. I still think we're going to break out. I really do. Not just because I hope it. CDE. Look at this one. Definitely outperformed. Also at its level support. 2 big days. And, here we closed. There is above resistance. I mean, if there was any resistance here, but I think I did the right thing to keep it simple and just have the old high as the only real resistance, $10. We close above 10, we're running. CDE will be like the Newmont of the silver stocks. It's just leading the way. I mean, it's not the biggest silver stock, but the chart wise, it will look really bullish. And this is obviously outperforming silver. Silver's what, 4 or 5% away from its old high, right? CD's like 0.5%. Amazing. I always say CD is my favorite, and overall, it remains my favorite. Look at that. That's beautiful. 6%. That's what I mean. You need one of those big days, and you'll get a 6% move in all the silver stocks. The ones I hold, I reckon, except MAG maybe, where if silver goes up a level, that's going to be so much money. They are doing what they were prescribed to do. Next one will be Heckler. I think I've forgotten to cover Heckler. I know. Yeah, straight away after visiting CD, Heckler doesn't look as good, but it's okay. It's in the middle of the range. Yeah, this is your level, sort of 640. Whether it's this one or this one, 640. Let's do in the middle. Let's cheat 645. So plus minus 5 cents. This is your level for Heckler. We need to go up a level for Heckler, but it had a good candle. Those two candles are good, right? It's sort of doing what it's supposed to do. And it didn't even visit support, so it's high or low, but we're in the middle of the range still. Yeah, we need the metals to go up. And then we need another level. So Heckler still needs a lot of help. But the good news I think is once you close above 690, it can sort of do the rest on its own. The chart will look really good and it'll be like a magnet to 750. But yeah, compared to CD, at least it looks weaker, doesn't it? But it did come down a lot, and this is why I was adding quite a bit on this one. It did, and I added a bit early, right? Probably where we are now for the gap fill, the first nibble. But it came down a lot from its 52-week high, unlike CDE. But look, CDE is now about to break out and go higher. So it's not about how much they come down or what they've done in the past. It's about where they're going in the future. And I always prefer now to go into the stronger ones. So Heckler's okay. It's okay. 3% is okay, but you can see the other ones are stronger. EXK, though, I found this a bit weird. This is really weak. Not even up 1%. This one definitely needs help from the metal. Um, so these little resistance points are worth it because it's weak and they will probably be enough to keep it down. So 550, 586. I don't know, maybe it just makes up for it today, but it's a bit weak, I have to admit. This one will need the metal. Mag Silver, good. Very good. Copying Pan American Silver. In fact, I mean, they are going to merge. If I'm not mistaken, a hit resistance there. Copy paste of Pan American Silver, which is fair enough because they're going to combine anyway. So I think it makes sense. Somehow the charts align a bit. So yeah, one or two little levels, and then we're making new highs. That's it. I think it's wonderful. I do expect us today to go sideways. I don't think we're allowed the third day in a row of up, but I'll take it if it happens. The gold seniors are still very strong leading the way. The silver stocks have been catching up a bit, some of them especially, but I think we need the metals to be up to keep the miners from going up, and maybe we need the dollar and yields to actually have a red day for that to happen. So, all right, let's see what happens. But absolutely wonderful stuff.